It's poetic. Laura, welcome. How are you, friend?
Good.
Good.
If you hear whines, it's Roy.
Why don't you tell everybody what's going on?
Something's wrong with one of his paws, and he won't stop licking it. So he's in a cone until we get to the vet on Monday.
Cone of shame.
He's in the cone of shame.
Oh, poor guy. My heart breaks. It really does. It really, really does. Well, tell everybody out there in the world who you are, how amazing you are, and all the reasons we love you.
I am Laura Nettles. I have written a ton of horror. The next one gets published in November, I think. But yeah. So I have my own collection called Tiny Shivers out. I have 4 short contemporary romances out under a pen name called Samantha R. Silverstone. And yeah, I am part of the Futurescape writing workshop that's going on next month. So hopefully I will have my middle grade horror ready for query again.
Yay, can't wait. Seeds of Doubt.
Yes.
I can't wait. So excited for you, my friend. It's going to happen. Okay, that leaves me. Hi, I'm Barrett, Laurie. Welcome to my channel. We gather once a week to write naughty, no flash fiction together and have some laughs and some good times. No judgment-free zone. If you want to join us, please slide into our DMs on Instagram at nettles.animation or Barrett_Laurie on Insta, and we will send you the link if you want to join us live, or we can read your piece for you if you send us over a Google link. Just don't forget to give us permission. Isn't that the thing that always gets us tripped up usually? So don't forget to permission all who have the link or whatevs.
Mm-hmm.
We have selected 2 prompts, one each, one that we've each written and posted. Oh, let's see. Tomorrow is Writer's Room with Tiffany and Morgan, so don't miss it. It is at 'clock, so be there on Tiffany's channel. If you have notifications, then you'll know exactly what time 'clock it is. So excited.
Dude.
Today is my self-care day. I got a haircut, a massage. I am having my Sweet Stone THC honey add in to my tea, so I'm even having a little high times while I write tonight. So get your favorite drink, whatever you want. Get ready to kick back and have some fun. What do you want to start with, Laura? Do you want to do them in the numbered order, or do we want to pop?
Yeah, we can do 1 and 2.
Okay.
So, numero uno.
Ooh.
I've popped in the same corner shop for a vanilla Starbucks Frappuccino every Tuesday through Friday for a year. Today, there was a note on the bottle. The message was everything I didn't know I needed.
Oh, okay. How long? Let's ask the chat. How long do we want? Eva says it's. Oh, wait. Sorry. Let's do a roll call before we go right. My bad. While Laura's figuring out the timer, I will do a quick roll call of the squad. Hello, everyone. We're glad to see you. Richard Holiday. Hello, friend. Deidre, I hope you're on the mend and taking care of yourself and not worrying about us. Anna. Hi, Anna. Good to see you. Just Eva. Mwah. Hey, and I felt terrible. I forgot to text you. I got up to a work event last night, which is why we had to move the show. Sorry, I forgot to text a friend. Hey, Felicia. I hope all is going well. Christian. Hey, friend. Anna's talking to people. Katie Ann is here. Oh, I hope everyone's writing. I can't wait to hear your stories. Regina. Hey, I hope you're on the mend. CB is here. Hey, CB. Ooh, Abby's licking me. Hi, sweetie. Morgan Lee. Hi, Morgan. Who am I forgetting? Tiff snuck in. Tiffany and Jen writes romance. Hey, Jen. All right.
Did you get Richard?
Joanna. Oh, I missed Richard again. Hi, Joanna. What is he saying? Something naughty? Oh, times. I see. Which one's is first? Was it Eva? 28 minutes?
Yeah.
Is that enough? Do you think that's long enough? Hey, Nia. Hey, friend.
I don't know. Do we want to do
I mean,
28?
we can try 28 minutes.
Okie dokie. Do, do, do.
Okay.
Close enough.
Eva said, sorry, I have to read this real quick. It caught my eye and it was funny. Oh, no, not this. Someone must have bumped down here. This coffee is burnt on purpose. The note on the cup. Oh, Anna, naughty. It is after dark night, so anything goes, friends. All right, we're going to take 28 minutes and right to the prompt. I've popped in the same corner shop for a vanilla Starbucks Frappuccino every Tuesday through Friday for a year. Today, there was a note on the bottle. The message was everything I didn't know I needed. You've got 28 minutes. Write your story. Send us your fiction. Barrett_Laurie at Insta or Nettles animation at Nettles.animation on Insta. See you on the other side of 28 minutes.
Do you want to mute?
Yes. Otherwise, I'll sing or do something dumb. Oh, how'd you do?
Good.
Oh, good. I'm not sure I like mine. Oh, I'm glad you like yours. I'm happy for you. All right, let's see what chat was up to while we mosey over. Hi, people. Oh, hi, Labyrinth. Hello, welcome, welcome. Looks like CB left, so good night, CB. I can definitely see that I need to not be so specific on types in my, like, of things in the prompts. I need to make them more general. Lesson learned, lesson learned. Good night, CB. Be well. Let's see what else we missed. And RC Scott came in. Hello, RC. It is expensive. That is so true. I feel like I saw someone else pop in. How's Roy doing? Is he settled?
Yeah, it's on the couch.
Oh, good, good, good. Relaxing. Hey, Dolores, good to see you, friend. We'll miss you tonight, but have a good night at work. And JC Carpenter. Hey, friend, I hope you're getting well and taking care of yourself. Mine is not my best work. Same. I'm not loving it, Katie Ann, but I'm betting yours is better than mine. All right, how do we want to do this, Laura? Do you want to read first? Do you want me to read first? What are you feeling?
You can read first.
Okay.
Kick us off.
Okay. Kick you in the nuts. All right, hold on, everybody. All right. I've popped in the same corner shop for a vanilla Starbucks Frappuccino every Tuesday through Friday for a year. Is it fancy? No. But it has overpriced coffee, energy drinks, frozen burritos, and flamin' hot Cheetos. The necessities. 1 block down from my loft building. Convenience is the biggest pro the bodega has going for it. Tony, the meathead clerk that meant well but never quite landed anywhere near appropriate, was overly attentive tonight. His sandy blonde hair slicked back from his face and was smooth as a seal's ass, and he had a smile that could scare children. You getting coffee? I already pulled your favorite and kept it in this front cooler, he said, moving to cross the space to the cooler nearest the soda fountain. No, thank you. I'm grabbing a burrito and short on cash, I replied as I moved past Tony to pick between the different options. No way, I'm treating you, he continued undeterred, retrieving the Starbucks Frappuccino from the cooler and bringing it back to the checkout. I spent entirely too much time contemplating whether I wanted sweet potato and black bean or chorizo and cheese when spontaneity won out. I chucked the sweet potato and black bean back into its bin, clutched my cheesy chorizo prize before returning to the front counter. How much for my bounty? I asked with a smile. Bleep. That's $4.83. Yes! I thrust my fists in the air like I had just finished a marathon. I only have a 5 spot, and now I have 17 cents of my debt to you for my coffee paid off. Thanks, Tony. Tony took my cash, pocketed my change after I waved it off twice, and bagged my items. Have a good night. Be careful out there, Denny. Tony's voice called after me on the way out the door. It wasn't until I got home that I realized today there was a note on the bottle. The message was everything I didn't know I needed. My love, I was such a fucking idiot to let you go. I won't be able to forgive myself if I don't at least try to win you back before it's too late. Please give me one more chance. See you at our spot at 8 p.m. XO. I wasn't sure what to think. Scott had fucked me over so badly, I'd have to be a masochist to give him a second chance. But then again, I do love a good spanking, so maybe I should check the weather and grab a blanket. I felt the fluttering of butterfly wings in the pit of my stomach when I saw the 2 cars parked in the gravel lot next to the trail. This was probably still the hottest makeout spot in town, some 10 years after we left. The little path leading to the ledge overlooking the mighty Mississippi was more grown over than I remember it being, so maybe this trail isn't as well traveled as it once was. Bonus points for Scott for being so nostalgic. Cresting the hill, I could see him up in the distance, standing on the bluff, taking in the view. He was taller than I remembered. But that was so long ago, maybe he was taller. Those gastro flutters made their way into my heart with each heavy step. Hey, stranger, I said, using the nickname he'd given me the first 6 months we dated with 1,100 miles of distance separating us. The sun glared into my eyes, blurring my vision as he turned to face me for the first time in at least 8 or 9 years. When Ben, my taller, more recent ex, turned around, I nearly tripped and tumbled forward over the ledge to my death. His sculpted arms caught me before this awkward moment became a full-blown tragedy. Ben, what? You're here. Did I bring you here? Ben's eyes broke from mine as he replied, no, but you talked about it a lot, so I narrowed it down. I had to giggle at the fact that he hadn't considered my memories here were with another man. The man I think I was hoping he would turn out to be. Ben closed the distance between us in an instant and wrapped his rugged hands behind my neck, pulling me in for a kiss that would recharge my heart in ways I wasn't expecting. Maybe Ben deserved a chance, and maybe I should go with the unexpected for once. Good as the makeup sex would surely be, Ben would never be Scott. The question now was, could he be something even better? See, I don't know. That's it.
Definitely had some memorable lines in there.
That's all I could put out, you know. Okay, I have one in my inbox. No, two in my inbox. So do you want to read and then we'll split?
Sure.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, Richard. Yes, it's of course a sausage fest.
Okay, here's mine.
Okay.
Here you go, said the smiling barista, giving me a wink. The vanilla frappuccino is warm in my hands as I took the cup, lessening the numb sensation in the snowy weather had brought on. The first sip is heaven, hot and creamy with just the right amount of caffeine. I can't contain the moan of appreciation. Moving between the customers, I search for an empty table. There, in the back corner, is the last one. I shuffle faster to claim it. Sighing in relief, I slide into the chair. The heater is on full blast, and after a minute, I'm stripping off my gloves, hat, and scarf. The zipper's quiet sound is swallowed by the chatter around me as I undo my jacket. Time to get to business. I pull out a laptop from my backpack, open it, and initialize a program. A green terminal window pops up with a progress bar. I chug the drink. Bearing through the scalding, it'll be worth it. The green window flashes a query. I remove the lid from my coffee and peer into the bottom to see the secret message. Yes, this is more than I'd ever hoped. With a grin, I tap away, entering in the new information. The enter key depresses with the finality of what I've just done. The Sirius XM radio station playing in the cafe speakers cuts out, overridden by my passcode. Instead, a new message plays. Carrie, I know this is most unorthodox, but I've loved you since the moment I saw you 2 years ago. I loved you when you agreed to date me, and I loved you when you put up with my meeting my family. Carrie, allow me to love another special moment with you. Carrie came sliding out into the middle of the cafe, uniform apron pristine but eyes wide. I rise from the table, the only one besides her moving in the stunned wake of the message. My snow boots squeak slightly on the flooring, giving me away as she turns to look into my eyes. I get down on one knee. Her hands go to her face, covering her open mouth. My fingers reach into my innermost pocket on the inside of my heavy-duty jacket, pulling out a small black box. Carrie Snyder, I say, will you do me the honor, I open the box, of being my eternal companion, my fellow traveler through the adventures of life, the one to roll the dice of fate with me for a never-ending campaign, and the one to share my Netflix password. She chuckles, melting my insides with happiness. I take a breath. Will you marry me? The air is sucked out of the room as I kneel there on aching knee. She squares her shoulders and gazes into my eyes. Only if you promise to share your Hulu as well. The back of my neck tickles from the stares of the whole cafe as I bow my head in mock debate. We drive a hard bargain. The password is yours. My breath is knocked from my lungs as she dives at me, plastering me to the floor as she kisses me fiercely. I can only grin. That's it.
Laura, that was so good. The Hulu as well was so good. Speaking of some great lines. Yeah, I like it. Richard pointed out that's against the rules.
It is.
That was so good, Laura. I loved that.
Thanks.
That was all the goodness. Yes. Okay, there's all the Laura love. All right, Laura, I'm going to shoot you a piece, and I'm going to read one that I got. Where did you go, Laura? There you are. No, you're not.
Where am I?
Where are you? Okay, I'm just going to type your name. This shouldn't be this hard, really. There we go. Okay, I sent you one. I am going to read the one I have. Did you get it?
Yes.
Cool. Okay, let me read the one I have. I gotta move it because I'm old. Okay. Are y'all ready? Ba-da-da-dum. This is from Sierra Ivory, is the pen name. A frap romance, or a frap romance. The autumn wind swept Sarah's auburn hair as she walked down Main Street toward Espresso Amore. She smiled, just lightly, pushing the door open. She glanced, feeling the warmth, as the door brushed closed behind with a click. At the large analog clock on the wall above the bar. 1:30, just in time for lunch. Hey, the olive-skinned barista behind the counter said. You're late today. Sarah smiled, but sighed. She was. Sorry, Andy. Were you waiting for me? The whole morning was a nightmare. Looking for the cord for my MacBook, my usual please, she said. Coming right up, Andy, the barista said. Sarah tapped her credit card on the payment terminal and shuffled with her bag along with the narrow lines of tables. Sarah usually sat at the fourth table against the window. Espresso Amore was always busy, a tiny little cafe filled with cute pink cakes and croissants. Her face turned to aggravation. She saw the back of a man's head, flowing dark locks, sitting in her seat. Well, not your seat, you don't own it, but it's where you sit Tuesday to Friday. Sarah shook her head, tutting audibly, the clicks spitting out over the sound of chinkling cutlery and the espresso machine's mechanical sighs. She glanced, catching the eyes of the man who dared take her seat. They were breathtakingly brown, piercing walnut marbles. She gulped, though the glance was fleeting. She sat down, suddenly unsure. There was a lump in her throat. That can't have been Mark. Opening her laptop, she scrunched her face at the mostly empty battery icon on the menu bar. Shit, she said. She found it impossible to settle, let alone focus on her work. The view from the window was different. The vinyl of the seat was cold, and there wasn't the give she had become accustomed to. Nothing about this felt right, though since Mark and her had broken up 3 months ago, nothing had felt fully right. Footsteps approached from behind. Hey, Sarah, Andy said, putting the cup of coffee down on the table beside the laptop. Did you want to plug that in? What? Your MacBook. Oh, sure, Sarah said, flustered. Thank you, she said, smiling up at the young man in his mauve apron. I'll be fine now. She reached for the coffee, picking it up. Andy always placed it on a napkin. That was one of the little things you got at Espresso Amore. Already the warm, saccharine aroma of the vanilla frappuccino was cascading on a twirling fronds of steam into her nostrils. It was an olfactory orgasm, making the hairs inside her nostrils tingle with anticipation. Sarah had fewer reasons to tingle with anticipation. She leaned back, closing her eyes, and pulled the hot liquid to her quivering lips. She slipped, slurping loudly. She didn't care who heard her. She slurped again, feeling her mouth fill with silky, warm liquid. Then she swallowed hard. She moaned, opening her eyes. That was good coffee. Sarah felt a droplet form on the edge of her lip, swelling until it fell, hitting the table. She gasped. She reached for the napkin to catch the drop. Of an instinctive reaction, he pulled the napkin away. Another piece of paper was underneath the napkin, now soiled by a blot of coffee that soaked into the fibers of the paper. What the hell is this? Sarah breathed, placing the coffee cup down. She picked up the note. Meet me at the park at 3 p.m. today. Who? She started, then trailed off. She scooched around in her seat, looking back at what was her table. It was empty. Sarah got up from the table and walked toward the counter. Hey, Andy, she said, that coffee. You looked like you were enjoying it, he said with a snicker. I gave an extra big pump, just like... Sarah laughed, shaking her head. Yeah, you always whip up the best vanilla frappes, but she leant in. This note. Oh, Andy said, his tone matching Sarah's hush. I was asked to do that. By, Sarah said, spinning around. The man on my table, who is he? Andy shrugged. Never seen him before in my life. First time. Okay, she said, patting herself down. Thanks. She returned to her table and picked up her warm coffee. She sloshed another mouthful down, the creamy liquid sliding effortlessly down her gullet. She loved to swallow. Her MacBook made a tone, admonishing her. Low battery. Shit, she said, reaching into her bag, tinting it open with her hands. She scrabbled at the bottom. Where the hell? She said, rolling her eyes. The damn laptop cord on the counter of her kitchenette. There was definitely not enough power in the MacBook cell to last until the top of the next hour, let alone for 6 hours. She slipped the thin device back into her bag and gulped the last of her coffee, took off toward the door. Hey, Andy. Going so soon? It's been a morning, Sarah said. I hope it's a good one. She stepped back into the brisk autumn air, clutching her coat closed around her petite, dainty frame. Many questions had come from that disjointed visit. Who was the man in her chair, and why did he leave the note? And why, when you caught that glimpse into those chocolate eyes, did you feel that feeling of no, Sarah said as the subway station approached. The note was still in her hand. She scrunched it into an irregular bundle in her fingers. This can't happen. Not after. The daylight was vanished away as she entered the stairwell. Her footsteps racketed off the vitreous white tile stained by time. I'm not over, Mark. I can't be. This can't be what's happening. Not like this. Sarah shook her head. Deep in the tunnel, there was a shriek of metal as the subway train approached to take her back to her brownstone apartment. As the train approached, she turned. She wasn't going home. She wasn't going home. She felt into her pocket, feeling the soft fabric, the rough edges pressed into her smooth fingers. She ran back up the stairs towards the street. Hey, the man on the ticket barrier said as Sarah pushed through. You can't do that. I'm sorry, she said, her words reverberating as clouds in the crisp outdoor air. She ran to the park a few blocks away. Where? She asked, catching her breath. Where do you want to meet me? Mitchell Park was an acre of undulating green land, full of trees and pathways, plenty of places to hide. Sarah stopped, unpicking the note. All it said was the park. Was she in the right place? And that's it.
Yay! Lots of innuendos in there.
So many, in such a short amount of time. Okay, if you want to know how that ends, you'll have to sign up for Sierra Ivory's newsletter. All right. Who is next?
Katie Ann.
Ann. All right, let me see if anyone else came in. Nope. Katie Ann, and then we'll move on to the next prompt.
I know very little about Carmen. Is she adventurous, studious, quiet, loud? No idea. Regimented and scheduled? Even me, her barista at the local Starbucks on the corner, could say that. 4 days a week, like clockwork, Carmen twists through the streets in her university town, satchel bag bumping against her hip, and she enters the fragrant and slightly overpriced Starbucks. She probably wouldn't call herself a local or even a regular. She doesn't order in line, which would take too long, but rather on her app. She probably gets too many lattes for free because of the Star Reward program. I know the precise way she likes coffee. I have it memorized. It would be creepy, but she always gets the exact same thing. Today, it's Wednesday, precisely 7:34 a.m. Her red acrylics click against her order. A venti blonde vanilla latte. Hot, obviously. A woman like Carmen would never get an iced. Or so, I'd think. I don't actually know. I snatch her order sheet before my best friend and fellow barista, Kelsey, can take it from me. Sometimes she fakes reaching for it just to see me panic. For the last several weeks, I've been writing little coffee puns on the side of her cup. Maybe they'll brighten her day. Maybe they'll make her laugh. Maybe they'll make her pause. Java, nice day. Simple and nice. Have a beautiful day. A little more creative. Why did the coffee go to therapy? It had been struggling with its grounds. Not my best, I'll admit. See you later, percolator. You're unfrapping believable. Better latte than never. I haven't seen her reaction to most of them. She has her face firmly in her phone, texting or writing code or something. I'm not entirely sure what she does, except that she works at the university. She always grabs her coffee and strides out without a word. You need something more flirty, Kelsey says as she watches me write. What do you call a sad cup of coffee? Depresso on her cup. She probably thinks you do this for all the customers. Kelsey snaps her gum and sips her matcha latte. I sigh. I'm not trying to flirt, I grumble, even though I kind of am. Carmen is just more interesting than the other patrons. She's always dressed in sleek pantsuits, her dark hair tamed into a slick ponytail, and her red acrylics perfect, like she gets them filled every week. Well, I doubt she'd be into a barista, especially one she never acknowledges. Still, at the jeering and edging of my fellow baristas, I begrudgingly lot, I've been thinking about you a latte. No response. She simply picks up her latte off the bar and strides out the door with practiced ease. Everyone seems to know to get out of her way. Sending you a whole lot of love. Where have you been all my life? You're steaming hot. Louis, just put your number, Kelsey says as I cringe at my latest one. A full week and a half of coffee puns have gone by and nothing. What your name? She wiggles her mismatched rainbow brows. You mocha me crazy. I add my name and number and set it on the counter before fleeing to the espresso machine. The door whooshes open and a blast of freezing air cups the back of my neck, even through my beanie. It's a sharp contrast to my flushed cheeks. Lou! Kelsey's voice is high and shrill, ringing out across the entire Starbucks, which is fairly tiny to begin with. My shoulders raise to my ears, and I turn. And there is Carmen. Her phone sits abandoned on the counter, and she's leaning against it, her latte in one hand. He's the one making your coffee, miss, Kelsey says sweetly. Ever the saccharine traitor. I force a smile on my face and walk to my doom. I'm going to lose my job for sexual harassment. Carmen looks over me slowly, appraisingly, as if weighing my value. Are you a comedian? She asks tryly, and I swallow. You sure do have a latte jokes. Then she smiles, and it makes my stomach flip and swirl like a coffee grinder. I do my best, I say, rubbing at the back of my neck. Carmen's eyes, a wide and rich brown, meet mine. I'd never realized their color. We've never made eye contact. Gold flecks swirl towards the center. I was waiting for your name or number to appear. She looks down at her coffee and takes a sip. You always make it perfectly. One time I got it without a little joke, and I knew it wasn't you. Oh? I say, struck pathetic and dumb by the low rasp of her voice and the way she's complimenting my coffee skills. I've been a barista for 5 years. Carmen's smile doesn't fade. It coils playfully, making her eyes sparkle and crow's feet appear at the corners of, as if she smiles a lot in her daily life. Perhaps she isn't as intimidating as I originally thought. I think we make a nice couple. Maybe we'd be a perfect blend. Oh God. A woman who shares my love of coffee puns? My knees go weak, and I clutch onto the counter. So, do you want to go on a date? I ask, tilting my head. She laughs again, free and bright. I like that a latte. The end.
That was adorable. Katie killed it with the puns.
Heck yeah.
Snaps, snaps, snaps. Katie, what are you talking about? That was gold. Oh, Richard. Stop it. Okay. Wow, that was good.
Yeah.
That's fun. Okay, that was a good warm-up. That was the warm-up episode. Now we're ready for prompt numero dos. This one is more in the season, right? We're more like the reason for the season.
Yeah.
And then we'll have one more that's reason for the season next week. That's even more reason for the season, I think. Yes. But we're ready. So next week's will be a little spooky, romancy.
If you want.
Yeah, way to go, Katie Ann. Give all the love for Katie Ann. You rock. That was great. Thank you, Sierra.
Katie Ann
Hi,
is
Marie,
amazing.
Laura, me, everyone.
All
Like I
right.
said, me. Okay,
Prompt numero dos.
ready?
You arrive dateless to the Halloween party. Decorations are everywhere, the scent of sugar and alcohol permeating the air. You see them, the most beautiful incarnation of a meme you've ever seen.
Go. All right, in the chat, give us some time. How much time do you want to write? You arrive dateless to the Halloween party. Decorations are everywhere, the scent of sugar and alcohol permeating the air. You see them, the most beautiful incarnation of a meme you've ever seen. And we're going to go with my age, 32. Good guess, Katie Ann. Good guess.
Bye,
Everyone else
Richard.
clearly doing wrong answers only. Good night, Richard. It's so late there. Thank you for stopping by. JC, you and your 45 minutes.
Scrolling a timer.
32 minutes. Nailed it. Nailed my age perfectly, Katie. Score. No, sorry, maybe Anna did. 20. That's right, Anna. You're right.
Yeah.
20 years old. Yay, way to go, Regina. 1,100 words. Love to hear it. Love to hear it. Okay, 32 minutes. All right, we're all going dateless to a Halloween party. It was right. You were right. You were wrong. That was not right.
Are you sure you're not 45, Barrett?
I'm sure. Not yet. All right.
44 and 3/4.
32 minutes on the clock. I can't wait to see what you come up with. What memes you're gonna like crush.
Personify.
Yes. And go. That was me being lazy and just copying and pasting the banner. That's why I took it down real quick. Always too soon. Always too soon. How did it go? You look like you're happy with yours. Clearly are. Why don't you go first?
Oh gosh.
You go first.
What have I done?
You go first. You read first.
Oh gosh.
Set the tone. Set the tone. For those of you out there that want to, I know Laura had a blast. For those of you out there that want to join us, if you wrote to the prompt, you arrived dateless to the Halloween party. Decorations are everywhere. The scent of sugar and alcohol permeating the air. You see them. The most beautiful incarnation of a meme you've ever seen. If you've written to that prompt, slide into our DMs on Instagram. Let's see, at nettles.animation or at Barrett_Laurie, and we will read your piece if you don't want to join us and read it yourself. Laura, take it away. Lead off the show.
Okay. I don't know if you even know this meme, Barrett.
I'll look it up while you're reading.
The house is spectacular. Fake cobwebs, a 12-foot tall skeleton in the yard, colored lights, dry ice fog from the punch bowl flowing over the festive charcuterie board of fake body parts. Candles float hung from the ceiling, and music blares from the speakers. I pull at the hem of my costume, an obscure anime character no one here will know, but it will double for Comic-Con later on. The short ruffled skirt shows off my long legs, but makes it slightly dangerous to bend over all the way. My wig with long ponytails is hot, but essential to pull off the character. "Hey, where's your date?" asked Rob, sliding up to me and handing me a cup of spiked punch. "Wasn't Ned supposed to come?" My heart falls. We broke up. "Oh, I'm sorry, Layla. I mean, it's no business of mine what happened, but are you okay?" I sip at the fruity punch and nod. "Yeah, I mean, I will be." "Well, I've got to go and bring some more supplies up from the basement, but try and have some fun." He squeezes my hand before making for the stairs. I sigh, wishing the punch was stronger. The song on the speaker switches to something more upbeat, and the crowd parts for a split second. Through the grinding throng, I see him for a split second, and my heart skips a beat. There's a person in a full black bodysuit, except for the red eyes, and a poster board of green hallway secured to his back, and in his hand is a can of beans. A giggle escapes me. It's real. My favorite meme made corporeal. Gathering my courage, I walk up to them. They must be a boy if the bulge in the bodysuit is anything to go by. A man after my own heart. "Hey," I say, sliding up to them on the edge of the dance floor. His glowing red eyepieces look to me. Then he speaks. "What time is it?" he asks. I choke on air at the voice. It's so deep and smooth, I wish he would keep talking. 2 a.m. Want to go look for some beans? I ask. His chuckle rolls down my spine, lighting up my nerves. "Lead the way," he says, gesturing to me to go first. It's a good thing I've been to Rob's house before, so I know my way around. I take Mr. Meme's wrist by the hand and lead him down to the basement. The stairs are dark, and we fumble a bit, giggling the whole way. At last, we are on flat ground, and I hit the lights. "This way," I urge, pulling him along. Down a hallway and around a corner, I lead him to the walk-in pantry. "No shit," Mr. Meme says. "Are there really beans down here?" "I'll show you the beans if you show me your face," I counter. He strokes his covered chin and hums, "A fair trade." He reaches up and pulls the face covering off his head, revealing a gorgeous man about my age with brown waves and hazel eyes. I can't help but look at him appreciatively. Where Ned had been scrawny, this guy was wiry. Instead of pale and splotchy, this guy had a golden undertone to his skin. His smile sends butterflies flapping in my stomach. "Now, about those beans," he says, leaning in, one hand caressing my face. I reach behind me for a bag of dried pintos, then hold it to his chest. "Thanks," he says, breath against my ear. It's too much, and I can't take it. Dropping the bag, I reach up and thread my hands through his hair, pulling his mouth to mine. And that's it.
That was so great.
Yes, hazelnut! Yes!
So good. I love this. Mr. Meme, LOL, this is how everyone must refer to my partner and I at our wedding, Dr. and Mr. Meme. Me and the boys at 2 a.m. looking for beans.
Exactly!
Art.
Have you seen that meme, Barrett?
I have not. I don't even know how to Google it. Show me the meme.
Okay.
Show me the inspiration, and I'm going to pull up Shauna's.
Oh, gosh.
So good. I mean, I'm sure if I see it, then I'll be like, oh, I've seen it.
See? Me and the boys at 2 a.m. looking for beans!
Oh my God, I have not seen this. That's actually terrifying.
It's from a stream where they were trying to prove a point that anything could be a meme, how easy it is to make. So they make this meme in that video, and it was a real meme now.
Oh, wow. Okay. That was good. That was really
Me
good.
and the boys at 2 a.m. looking for beans.
Look for beans. Okay. All right, Shawnee, here we go. This is Labyrinth, Shawnee's take on the prompt. The one night I don't have a date because Count Dumpala decided he didn't want to go anymore. Well, at least I'll still have the coolest costume at the party, so it's their loss either way. No sooner I arrive, the smell of punch and booze hits my nose in an offensive way than a football player wouldn't see coming. I leaned against the door for a minute, trying to rid the smell from my nose. Not working. Until I saw him right across the room. His pure white hair bounces as the muscles in his massive arms flexed, while he's bopping around either happily or drunkenly, not sure yet. I'm also not sure I want to find out, regardless. Some called him by name, but I don't hear it as I stared at him, wondering how his arms could look that way inside a Halloween costume. Then, as the dimly lit room lit up a little more during the slow dances, the person in the werewolf costume broke into a howl so scarily real everyone stopped dancing, and as most ran out, both the back and the front doors bailing on the party that's been going on now for at least less than 15 minutes. Then the moon disappeared again, making the room more dimly lit again, but only to pop back out again 2 minutes later, and kept doing this for the next half hour. The ones that did stay watched in horror as we saw him go hairless and regrow hair within a blink of an eye as he howled, shrieked, and cursed the moon's taunting, which kept on persisting as if it were unstoppable hiccups as he thrashed and trashed in place before running out the back door. Screaming as I followed close behind him, he screams and growls, "Damn it all, I wanted this to have one night, and this is why I can't keep a date or have a girlfriend? I keep scaring them off every full moon." Once I caught up with him, the guy just looked at me weirdly. What I hadn't realized is that I'm a werewoman who's turned into one more discreetly. I guess I found my plate plus one after all. Hey, even with all that stinky hair, he's still a looker. I like it. I like it. Good job, Shawnee.
Nice.
I liked it. Okay, last chance. Send them in. I'm going to read mine and it's short. So if you got one, send it, people. Send it. Nettles.
Guess what meme you did.
Nettles. Oh, yeah. What meme did I do? I kind of...
I got Nicole's.
Oh, good. Okay, you got Nicole's. You can see if you know the meme. I'll read it, and then you can see if you know the meme. I struggled with this because I was like, how do I write a meme? Okay, are you ready? All right. I'm not sure what is a bigger crime, showing up 2 hours late or arriving dateless to a Halloween party. At least if I rolled in 2 hours late to a party with a date, everyone would assume I was doing squat thrusts in the cucumber patch. Now everyone will just assume I was stuck at home eating prunes because that's what old queens do. I immediately know I found the house when I see two twinks dressed like students at Hogwarts sticking their Slytherin in their other's Hufflepuff. This was definitely the place. Decorations are everywhere, the scent of sugar and alcohol permeating the air. Before I can find where to find the spiked punch, I see him. The most beautiful incarnation of a meme I've ever seen. Like something that would have been chiseled in stone, he was molded from a cast not of this world, but one of the gods.
Is it beautiful Squidward? Handsome Squidward?
His simple black t-shirt said, "Thanks, but I'm gay." He paired that with dark wash Levi's that I was already dreaming of ways I could wriggle him out of. Before I could register that he was making eye contact with me so I could look away, he began walking over. "Hey, I'm Jake. Want to go to my place and fuck?" he asked without a bit of irony. "Of course I do, but what gave away that I was that sort of guy?" I asked, genuinely perplexed. "You're wearing metallic go-go pants with a 5-inch inseam and a shirt that says Piggy Cum Slut, so I took a shot," he answered with a wicked smile. "Good call. I'm Brad, by the way." "Hey, Brad. I'm Jace. Pleasure doing pleasure with you."
Exactly! Dead!
All I could think of was my grandpa always calling sex squatting in a cucumber patch. And I was like, I'm going to use that in a story someday.
Yes, memes were the prompt.
Today was that day.
So what meme is that?
Thanks, but I'm gay.
I don't know
You
that
seen
one.
Thanks, but I'm gay. I think it was on. Was it How to Get Away with Murder? Like, I think it was How to Get Away with Murder. One of the characters like kept saying that to like get out of having to like get romantic with women.
Okay.
And then people started using it on, I don't know, I feel like it was like 2018 or 2017, and it was everywhere. It was like, thanks, but I'm gay.
Okay.
So, why, thank you. Thank you. Shock and awe. Shock and awe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here's Nicole's.
Okay.
Is titled Spooky Encounters.
Ooh.
Vesta sighed before getting out of her car. Then again, when she got out, then for a third time at the front door before she rang the doorbell as best she could with a bottle of rosé. Not her best, and she knew she could do better. But she also wasn't about to bring vodka in like the rest of the guests, or worse. Whiskey without bringing anything to mix it with? Like a heathen. Someone answered at the door, clearly not the owner of the house, and also clearly inebriated out of their minds. They won't remember me at all. A good sign, Vesta thought. They guided her inside, despite the woman hanging on to them, also clearly inebriated. Vesta set the bottle onto the counter in the kitchen she was taken to and sighed for the fourth time that night as she stared at it. Vesta had taken the liberty of dressing it up a little before taking it over, but the most she could manage was a black and orange striped bow to fit the Halloween season. She took a look in the mirror conveniently above the kitchen sink, adjusted her cat ear headband just a little to make herself presentable to the other guests, or at the very least, her host, whoever that is, she thought. She'd gotten asked to come on a whim, and since her now ex broke up with her a week ago, she couldn't get another date before the party, as everyone in her friend group already had one. She shrugged. The least I can do is make the best of this night. Hi, called a voice from behind her, and she whirled to find the most beautiful woman she'd ever seen facing her. I don't believe we've met. I'm Desiree. Welcome to the party. Vesta shook her hand. Vesta, are you the host? Desiree nodded, and her smile widened. Yep. And oh, you brought rosé. Desiree rushed to the bottle with the black and orange bow, and she cooed at it. Aw, this is so cute. I love fall and Halloween, don't you? Vesta nodded and gestured toward Desiree's costume. You don't mind me asking, what are you supposed to be? Oh, I thought people would get it. Damn. Well, I'm supposed to be the Kermit drinking tea meme. You know, the one that ends with, but that's none of my business. Vesta threw her head back and laughed. Oh, now I get it, she cried. It just took me a second to get it. Now she could see it. The lime green jagged collar, the darker green shirt and skinny jeans. Somehow, Desiree managed to get her hands on the same green Converse as well. Vesta couldn't prevent her smile from becoming just as wide as Desiree's as the latter lifted the wineglass filled with actual Lipton iced tea to her lips, turning to one side and looking at Vesta with a massive side-eye, which wasn't malicious. Vesta laughed again, and Desiree joined her after finishing her sip of iced tea. The two of them stayed in the kitchen, conversing about what they were going to do when Halloween actually hit. Desiree offered to have just Vesta at her house, since they both found they'd be alone that day, and handing out candy to kids by yourself is no fun. Desiree's words. The end.
I loved it. Okay, wait, let me put up some feedback.
Mm-hmm.
People were loving the meme. I did love that meme. I used that one myself quite a bit. It was very fitting. You could use it for so many things. Way to go, Nicole. All right. Last call for our not alcohol, but steamy stories or spicy stories. For this week's Prompted, last chance. Next week will be the last one before Halloween. We'll definitely do Friday because I believe... oh, wait. Katie sent hers. Okay, hold. Laura maybe has it. Laura?
Nope.
Oh, do I have it? I do. I have it. I lied. Sorry, friends. All right. Oh, I have to make that bigger. That's so small.
Are you really 20?
No. Are 50. Okay. Trust me, it'll be fun, Landon says for the 15th time, which is about 14 times more than should have been said. After about the third time, George knew this was not going to be fun. Still, when your best friend gets told he can DJ at the local warehouse party on Halloween, you can't just not support him. George sighs, tugging on the tiny black vest that Landon had wrangled onto him about 2 hours ago. Landon, in comparison, is in a tiny white crop top that says Nepo Baby across it, and he'd stolen his sister's mom jeans and sparkly fake diamond belt. Why can't I wear that? George complained as they headed downstairs from their apartment. I wore the maid outfit last year, plus you're the one who needs to get laid, Landon says primly. Other than the Hailey Bieber outfit, he has put very little effort into his appearance. He isn't even wearing a wig. However, George is grateful for that because now he doesn't have to wear the yellow atrocity someone at Party City labeled a blonde wig. As they slip into the Uber, George tugs at the thin strip of fabric pleated to look like a miniskirt and grimaces. He had tried to draw the line at the miniskirt, but Landon was surprisingly persuasive, especially when he wolf-whistled about George's legs and promised him that this was a very queer party, not a frat college affair. Still, if George wanted to be ridiculed and stared at, he'd offer himself up at the creative writing workshop more often. But, as usual, he has the spine of a chocolate eclair in a Texas July, so he put on the stupid miniskirt and sparkly highlighter because it's Halloween and YOLO or whatever. Hell is real and he is living in it. The party is in full swing when they arrive and immediately Landon is swallowed into the crowd. George, on the other hand, feels like he stands out. He's tall on most days when he isn't slouching, but in the stripper boots that somehow fit, he towers over most of the partygoers. Luckily, it seems that everyone is in similar states of undress and skimpiness. George shudders, making a concerted effort to not wrap his arms around his middle. Instead, he runs his hands through his hair and searches for the bar. Music, something like The Weeknd and Swedish House Mafia, pulse through the floorboards. The lights flicker purple and blue and pink, appropriate for the amount of making out on the dance floor. George's fears he'd fall and crush some unsuspecting drunk person if he went out there, so he sticks to the wall and slides his way to the back of the warehouse. It's sticky against his fingertips, and he groans. Once he gets to the bar, he slides into one of the open bar stools and breathes out a sigh of relief, dropping his forehead to it. Mistake. It's also sticky. Fuck, he mutters, lifting his head. He looks down the bar to try to flag down the bartender when he sees him. Oh my fucking God, George says without meaning to, and the man, well, meme, turns from where he's swirling a vibrant red cocktail idly. And as if the day couldn't get any weirder, it's the last person George was expecting. Dressed in too many clothes for this type of party, and surely sweating his ass off as George's academic rival, although political rival feels more appropriate right now, and the biggest critic for George's poetry and short fiction. Charles is not in his usual preppy and casual dark academia attire, although the pants and shoes should have come out of the back of his closet. Bernie Sanders, George says with a choked-off laugh, and he sees Charles grimace behind the blue mask he has on. Really? Nothing more creative? Charles's grimace morphs into a glare. He even has a black metal folding chair next to the bar stool. He's committed to the bit with a puffy olive green jacket, brown speckled mittens, and a comb-over white wig that isn't exactly right, but it's close enough. That's rich coming from the maid, Charles sneers. Heat flashes across George's skin, and he knows he's probably red down to his navel, which is almost entirely revealed in this truly skimpy black vest with white frills around the lapels. Didn't you get the memo? This is a sexy party, he says in an effort to regain control over himself, leaning in so he can see Charles better. Charles rolls his eyes, but he shifts on his seat. I don't need to be sexy to get laid, Charles snaps, snatching the wig off his head. His dark hair sticks up, entirely too tempting and beautifully muscled. Plus, memes are sexy, but he doesn't even sound like he believes it. George snorts. What? Memes are funny, not sexy, and the last thing you are is funny. Charles shrugs. Funny is sexy. Not that you would know. Charles pulls off the blue mask and George is tempted to rip it out of his hands and put it back on. Charles has no right to be that hot on a daily basis, but dressed as a meme and an outdated one at that, it's criminal how good looking he is, especially with the sheen of sweat on his upper lip and the lights catching on his eyes. Eyes that are now sliding down from George's face to his chest, his stomach, and lower. It takes every inch of George's self-restraint not to either hide himself or preen under the attention. You're a pretentious prat, you know that, right? George snaps and Charles leans in closer. His breath smells like the cosmopolitan he's been drinking, and his pupils are huge and dark. And you look so good as a maid. Who knew you were so sexy under that sweater vest? Charles reaches around and plucks one of the frills, and George nearly falls off the stool. I'd let you step on me, he says, his tongue swiping over his lower lip. George grimaces. Shut the fuck up. It comes out too breathy and high to be for real. Charles smirks, revealing a dimple on the left corner of his mouth. George is intellectually familiar with the dimple, actually. It always pops up right before he scathingly reviews George's work and calls it unorthodox and formless. Now George, with his head swimming, wants to become intimately familiar with that dimple. Tell me no, Charles says, and George shakes his head. Buy me a drink first, he says, trying to keep some of his dignity intact. Charles laughs, breathy and soft. He pushes his unfinished cosmopolitan to George. Drink mine. Why are you flirting with me? George asks, and Charles blinks, looking confused. And the heat scorching George's skin suddenly feels too much like sunburn, humiliation rubbing the pain in like sand. I'm always flirting with you, George, Charles says. It's part of the fun. Academic rivals, brutal reviews of each other, even this stupid costume. I've been trying to get your attention for months. George blinks. Oh. He reaches for the cosmopolitan and downs it. It burns against his throat, and he gags. You have terrible taste. Charles laughs, and George kisses him quiet. Oh, fuck off, Bernie, and take me home, you dumb meme. That was so great. A dimple shot. You guys are funny. Katie, that was so good. That was great. Y'all, you guys is funny. This was so much fun.
Memes are sexy.
Memes are sexy. The Bernie meme. As soon as I thought of the chair, like taking the chair, I feel like the metal chair is going to be a whole new meme. Oh man, good times, everyone. I'm proud of all of you. Boom chicka bow wow. I know. I don't even know what that means, but yes. Weekend at Twisted Bernie's. That was so great. Katie Ann, that was everything. It was.
Yes.
Really, really, really good. Yes. Okay, that was amazing. Laura Nettles. How about it? Wasn't that something?
Yes, it was.
Okay, well, folks, we're going to be back next week, except on Friday, because it is the, what do I keep trying to say? The Hearth Taker's Storyteller. The Storyteller's Hearth.
Weekend relay.
Next weekend. And I think it starts Saturday, right? So, like, we're going to go Friday night, or are we up against them Friday night?
When does it start?
I didn't look.
I'm not till Saturday and Sunday for the ones I'm on.
Okay, well, then that's all we care about. So we'll see y'all Friday night and hope people come if that's going on. So we'll do our usual. We'll do 2 prompts. They're going to be spooky inspired, right? Because yours is spooky inspired. I'll write one that's spooky inspired. Or did you come up with another one?
Well, it's not really.
But it could be. I think we could write it.
It could be spooky.
Like, I'm going to write that spooky.
Okay.
We're talking about number 4, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'll write one that's spooky, too.
It's a specific subgenre of romance, usually.
Well, let's get... I'm ready to be a sub to your dom, Laura. Okay, let's wrap this up before we get in trouble. Oh, we love you. Same. We love it. One more time I'm going to shout out. If anyone wants to join us, Monster.
Yes, Katie Ann, yes.
Oh, How did you know that? She knows. How did she know monster fucking? We love you all. You know how this works. We want you all to come play with us. So if you want to be our guest, reach out to one of us. Let us know. We'd love to have you up here. We try to do one a week because we want to encourage people to come on and read. So if you want to join us, reach out to one of the two of us and we will get you up here with us to join the chaos and the crazy. And then I was thinking maybe we'll do something coming after Nano for like letting people submit some. I thought it might be fun to see if people submit prompts to us. Like we choose them for December. Do something different in December. Maybe we'll have folks submit prompts to us somehow. We'll get a form or something. We'll see. You know, you guys know it'll take me a month to get that together. So, all right. Yes, we are doing it next Friday, not Saturday, because it was only Saturday because I had a work thing this week. So I messed everything up. So next weekend, Friday night, normal time. We can't wait to see you. We love you all. You're amazing. Laura, do you have anything to plug? You're on 2 streams next weekend.
2.
3? Or how many are on?
Let me pull up Discord again.
I thought we limited you to 2, right? Or can you do more than 2 now?
I am on 5.
Damn.
Productivity 12, 13, 14, 15, 20.
Dang, they used to never let you do that. Okay, go on, girl. Go on. Come join us. Barrett, Laurie, gotcha. I'll share one day.
I will also be on Nia's Sunday afternoon for the Dracula.
Yes, I saw that. I saved it. 5. That's what I said, Morgan Lee. Oh, Writer's Room tomorrow at 0:00. So if you're subscribed to Tiffany, then you'll catch us live because we're on at 0:00 tomorrow.
And Tiffany is awesome.
Tiffany and Morgan are both. Oh, we're going to be reviewing Morgan's work. So if you want to hear about her romance, show up. And then the next week.
Is it a bad romance?
It's a good romance. It's good. It's so good already. And then the next one will be moi. We know, guess and break the rules. I know. Like what? Yes. Good time for dropping the shout outs for your things. Yay, Writer's Room. Can't wait for tomorrow. Okay. Love you all. You're amazing. We're getting off here early because we did good and ended on time. See you next week. Bye.